Welcome back to Salt Lake Community College's Lifetime Activity Center inside the Snow College pregame show. Did you know the Snow College ranked the safest campus in Utah? That means you can live on campus in a location mom and dad can feel good about. That's what we call a win-win. Visit snow.edu. The non-starters and coaches and managers are being announced now for these two respective teams. And so let's go quickly over the head-to-head over the last 20 years and obviously this year as well for these two squads, Scott.
Yeah, over the last 20 years, these two teams have played 50 times, and they're well acquainted with each other. The Beavers hold a 38-12 advantage over the Cowboys, especially early on in the season. In the last 10, though, 5-5 between these two teams, 3-2 in the last 5. So, I mean, it's been pretty close. Beaver has 12 girls' state championships. That's tied for, not tied, that is third in the state in all time. Kanab has 2 state championships. The last one for Kanab 2 years ago in 2020.
Last year, in
2022. And the Beavers' last one against the Kanab Cowboys in 2019. These two teams have faced in the semifinal or championship game on 3 occasions. 2 in the semifinals, 1 in the championship, all 3 won by Beaver.
All right, so there's your head-to-head matchups over the last 20 years. And then, of course, this year in their respective region games this season. First off, the first game of the season, they played at Kanab, and Beaver won that one 55-52. Yeah. Then on February 8th, they played at Beaver, and Kanab wins that one 54-58. And the interesting piece is Beaver gave Kanab their first loss of the year. That put Beaver into that number 1 spot in the RPI.
Right.
And Kanab actually lost 3 relatively close together. Beating Beaver was what kind of got them out of their funk.
That's correct.
And since then, they've won 5 in a row. Beavers won their last 4 since that loss.
Yeah, and essentially these two teams on a roll. And since then, I think it was an important time for Kanab in that first loss to kind of change things. Took a minute to get together, and they've only gotten better as the season gone on. Beaver has remained on the roll as well. And in the playoffs so far, Beaver's played great, just like Kanab has.
We'll go ahead and do the announcing, the starting lineups the same way as the PA announcer, one at a time. We'll start off first off with the Kanab Lady Cowboys. Wearing number 2 is a 5'5" junior guard, Ashlyn Houston. And for the Beavers, Scott.
A 5'6" senior guard, number 11, averaging 9 points a game, Tawnier.
Next for the Kanab Lady Cowboys, wearing number 5 is a 5'8" sophomore forward, Savannah Bateman for the Lady Cowboys.
And also Gentry Brown for the Beavers, wearing number 15, a sophomore as well.
And next for the Kanab Lady Cowboys, a 5'4" junior guard, number 3, Anna Cutler.
And for the Beavers, number 23, a junior in the middle, 6 feet tall, Talia Elisa.
And next up for the Kanab Lady Cowboys will be a 5'8" sophomore forward, number 10, Taylor Janes.
And for the Beavers, senior Kenzie Carter, 5'8", wearing number 24, as I mentioned, and she will be starting along Janes.
And the final 2 starters for these two teams for the Kanab Cowboys, a 6'3" freshman center, number 24, Riley Little.
And a 5'9" freshman, Danzy Bradshaw, wearing number 40. And Robert, this is one of those fun times. You see 2 phenomenal freshmen starting in a championship game.
Not only starting, but being key roles. You look at the Kanab Lady Cowboys for Riley Little, 13.5 points, 12.5 rebounds a game this year. Danzy Bradshaw for Beaver, 10.5 points, 4.5 rebounds, 5 assists, and over 3 steals a game.
Yeah, these are 2 special talents, and we're going to be calling their names for years to come.
They'll be the next ones, everybody says. Haven't they graduated yet?
No, they will. They will be as well. Here we go. I can't wait for this game, Robert. This is going to be fun.
Talia Elisa will tip it for Beaver. Riley Little for Kanab. Kanab in the road uniforms, road reds with white letters and numbers and white trim. Beaver in the home whites with the black and blue letters and black and blue trim. Kanab going left to right across your radio dial, TV and computer screen, and Beaver going right to left. 2A state championship game coming up now on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network. TeamHive.live, powered by Centricom and KSL Sports. Officials are set and ready. Players are ready. Crowd is ready. On their feet, stomping in the arena. Little wins the tip-off, and Houston brings it across the timeline.
It'll be interesting to see what these two coaches, the wrinkles that we'll see.
Yes. Left wing it goes to Houston. Off the flare screen. Now she'll back out, lobs in for Janes. Janes working on Carter, faces up, drives past her, put it up, missed it short off the rim, got her own rebound. Comes out to Bateman. Bateman goes in for Little. Little lost the basketball, it's on the floor. Both teams dive for it. The 2 freshmen get tied up, and that'll give it to Beaver.
Yeah, first turnover of the game for the Cowboys. And the pass just came down to Little, and there's Danzy Bradshaw. The 2 freshmen battle it out, tie it up.
30 seconds into the game, no score. Bradshaw brings it across the timeline for the Beavers. Works her way left side to the wing to Brown. Brown off the screen. Pick and roll back to Bradshaw into the corner. Guarded by Bateman. She'll come right side high to Air. Now hands off to Bradshaw. Crosses over, backs out. Pump fake, goes right wing to Carter. Looking inside, nothing there. Swings it back around. She goes right side now to Air. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Drives baseline. Got cut off. Looks for some help. And bounces it out to Bradshaw. And puts up the shot from the junction. Knocks it down. The freshman for Beaver gets the scoring going.
I got that by John Marshall. Says, I'm not worried about the freshman. A cold shot at the buzzer.
Cutler across the timeline. Off the screen by Little. Hedged it tightly by Elisa. Crosses over. Goes left side high to James. Pump fake. Comes back out to Cutler. Steps to her left. Goes right wing to Houston. Houston dribbles into the lane, kicks it back to Cutler left side. 3 on the way. Short off the rim. Rebound by James. Had it poked away by Elisa. Picked up by Brown.
Yeah, nice look by Anna Cutler. And I would say, Beaver, that is not in the game plan to leave Anna Cutler alone on the wing.
Up top is Bradshaw, guarded by Cutler. Cutler understands what these two freshmen are feeling like as they lob in for Elisa. Puts it up, missed it short off the rim. Little the rebound. As she was a freshman that started in the state championship game 2 years ago.
Yes, that's the truth.
Hesitation dribble by Cutler. Dribbles into the baseline, now backs out. Crosses over. Comes up top. Houston off the screen, picks up her dribble, lobs in for Little. And Elisa got a hand on it, and now it's going to be a reach and foul on Elisa. She kept her arm in there.
Now, I want to talk about that. She kept the arm in there, but Riley Little kept the arm in there. She clamped down with that left hand, and Elisa couldn't pull it back out. Great play by the freshman.
4 low for Kanab. Cutler to inbound on the baseline. They run a screen for Little and had to just tip it out to Bateman as she couldn't quite gather her footwork. Now Cutler drives in as she shakes the defense, puts it up off the glass. Wave off the shot. Traveling is called.
Yeah, they're going to call a travel on that extra thing. We'll take a look at the replay, but that one was close. Oh, yep, she took the hop. It was a good call.
Bradshaw brings it up now for Beaver. Top of the key, guarded by Cutler. Works her way right side. Pull up, 10-footer. Off the back of the rim, got the bounce. 4-0 Beaver. Bradshaw with all 4. 5:35 to go in the first quarter. Cutler works away right side of the pass to Houston, lobbing in for Little. Makes the catch, being double teamed, puts up the shot, got it to go.
It's an all-freshman affair. 6 points, all by the 2 freshmen for these 2 teams.
4-2, Beaver on top. Right side high, hand off to Air. Pass into the corner. Driving baseline now is Brown. Drift pass out for Kenzie Carter. Threw it behind her. Out of bounds it goes. And it should be Kanab basketball, and it is. First Beaver turnover.
Yeah, Brown actually just got too deep and then got in a little bit of trouble. She had to go out of bounds to avoid the collision on the baseline. Just a wide pass. 2 turnovers for Kanab, 1 for Beaver.
Cutler brings it across the timeline now for Kanab. Guarded by Air, goes left side out to Janes, to the wing to Bateman. She'll hand off to Houston. Houston off the screen by Janes, heads by Carter, goes back to Janes. And she'll face up, comes out to Cutler. Pump fake, thought about it. Now back, crosses over, going to drive right side. Cut off on the baseline, and she stepped out of bounds as she was trying to get the drift pass to Bateman. Another Kanab turnover, their 3rd.
Now in the other 2 games, Anna Cutler has been able to go on that right side, get all the way penetration to the bucket. Tanier didn't allow that last time. And Anna Cutler is an exceptional finisher on that right side.
Bradshaw picked up by Cutler. And a reach-in foul will be called on Cutler. That'll be her first, team's first.
Like a little frustration for Anna. She reaches across the body. That's 90% of the time a foul. That's got to be the left hand.
Still 4-2 Beaver. 4:43 to go in the first quarter. In the corner is Air. Lobs in, and Little takes the pass away.
She just slipped the body of Talia Lisa. Took that one right out of the air.
Houston up top. Works away left side. Hands to Cutler. Cutler off the screen by Janes. Comes right wing to Bateman. Bateman goes left side to Janes. Got the side cleared out. They hand back to Cutler. Now Cutler going to come up top as they reset. 15 seconds on the shot clock. Coach Glover with a new play call. Down to 10. Works away right side. Hands to Bateman. Bateman goes left wing to Houston. Pump fake. Dribbles in. Gets to the baseline. Drift pass out for Cutler. Has her feet set. 3 on the way. Off the rim. Off the glass. Off the rim. No good. Bateman with the putback on the right side.
Now Bateman, as we have our first tie of the game since 0-0. And Bateman with a beautiful offensive rebound.
Bradshaw up top. Under 4 to go in the first quarter. Backdoor cut for Brown. Got free, and she lays it up and in.
What a pass on the baseline. Bradshaw anticipated Brown, and Brown just picked it up in stride, put it back up and in.
6-4 Beaver. 2A state championship. Right side is Houston. She'll come off the screen by Janes. Now lobs into Janes on the roll. Janes going to go fake right, go left, scoop with the right hand, off the rim, no good. And the rebound to Elisa.
Yeah, good move by Janes. Just a little bit, had to come back with the right hand and caught the underside of the rim.
Bradshaw brings it up. Works way to the left wing and hands to Brown. Back to Bradshaw. Janes jumps the passing lane and knocks it out of bounds. Beaver basketball on the baseline.
Yeah, quick little fun fact, Taylor Janes. You don't see this very often, but siblings playing in state championship games back to back.
Emily Gilberg and Sage Staten into the game for Kanab as Bateman and Janes come out. Left corner is Elisa. Pass in to Bradshaw, working on Gilberg, puts up the shot against her. Got it to go. Danzy Bradshaw with 6 to lead all scorers.
Wow, that was a tough bucket for Bradshaw. She had to go up and over. It was well defended.
3:05 to go in the first quarter, 8-4 Beaver. Left wing with it is Houston. Works her way around, lobs on the flare screen to Cutler. She'll drive baseline, takes the bump, foul called. Free throws coming for Anna Cutler.
Yeah, and that's exactly what I was talking about before. Anna Cutler on that right side, she has a knack for anticipating the contact and still having a chance at the shot.
So Cutler steps up to the free throw line to shoot 2 free throws. Looking for her first points of the game. The foul was on Tawny Air, her first. Cutler knocks down the first one. Into the game now for the Beavers will be Taisley Marshall and Haley Marshall as Bradshaw and Carter come out.
Kanab, a very young team, not a senior on the team.
Second free throw good from from Anna Cutler. 8-6 your score. Left side high is Brown. Into the corner it goes to Air, back out to Brown. Brown goes left to right with a pass to Marshall. That's Haley up top to Taisley. Taisley dribbles right, got cut off, bounces it back out to Haley. Top of the key, she reverses, goes right side back to Taisley. 15 seconds on the shot clock, hands off on the wing to Brown. Pump fake, looking to drive baseline. Passes underneath for Elisa, got tipped away, saved by Brown. She gets it out to Marshall, now to Taisley. 6 seconds on the shot clock, goes right wing to Air. Air dribbles in against Gilberg, gets to the baseline. 2 seconds to Brown, gets the shot off at the horn, no good. Backside rebound by Air, she goes back up, no good. And a little of the rebound for Kanab.
Boy, Brown barely got that off in time. That was close.
2:10 to go in the quarter, 8-6 Beaver. Right wing Gilberg. Passes into Little. Little faces up on Elisa. Trying to work her way around her. Can't do it now. Just shoots over the top of her. Too hard. Backside rebound. Knocked out of bounds by Beaver.
Yeah, looks like last touch by Beaver.
They never pointed, so.
He never did. Looks like, you got to give credit to Sage Staten, too, as she was the one that, got her hand in the lane, knocking the ball off the Beavers.
And we've got Bateman, Rogers, and Janes into the game for Kanab. Little and Cutler and Staten will lead. They lob in for Rogers. She hands off to Bateman up top. Picks up her dribble, goes left side high for Houston. Low pass, but Houston able to gather it. Kaiser Carter into the game as well for the Beavers. Left side is Gilberg, spins in the lane, kicks it into the corner. Houston, open 3. Short off the rim, rebound to the backside, knocked away. And on the floor, it's going to be...
Yeah, it's going to be out of bounds. Beaver on the line.
Yeah, these refs don't point.
He didn't that time. But again, last time it was Staten. This time it's going to be Savannah Bateman who made that play possible. Yeah,
the Beaver player ended up grabbing the ball as she was laying on the baseline, so it'll be Kanab basketball underneath. 4 low for the Lady Cowboys. Gilberg will inbound. She lobs out for Bateman, guarded tight by Bradshaw. Right side down the lane into Houston. Pump fake. Beaver wanted to travel, but she never left her 1 foot. Off the glass, no good from Bateman. Rebound by Marshall.
Yeah, her foot stayed down. I was watching it. It looked bad, though.
Out top is Bradshaw. Driving right side against Gilberg. Blocked by Janes and a foul called. And Danzy Bradshaw will go to the line to shoot 2 for the Beavers.
Boy, the freshman Bradshaw, really making a lot of stuff happen. She's doing passing, shooting, and creating fouls. She's playing well so far.
First free throws of the game for the Beavers come with 1:16 to go in the first quarter here in the 2A state championship. Bradshaw leads all scorers with 6. Short on that one.
Taylor Janes with the foul on that one, and her mom was a star at Beaver High School.
Yes.
As state champ at Beaver High School, and so now daughter playing for the Kanab Cowboys against her alma mater.
That's right. Kenzie Carter back into the game for Beaver as Bradshaw makes the second. She has 7. And Riley Little into the game for Kanab for Becca Rogers.
Yeah, Rogers, a nice job in relief. Lead 3.
3-point Beaver lead. Houston running the point with Cutler currently down. Goes left wing to Bateman. Bateman going to work her way to the left corner. Skips it over for Gilbert. Overthrew her out of bounds.
Good idea. Haley Marshall on the backside. That pass had to go a little high because Marshall was playing the cross-court skip pass. Might have been one of those scouting things because she was definitely playing back, shading the backside.
Cutler back into the game for Savannah Bateman. Minute to go here in quarter number 1, 9-6 Beaver. Bradshaw across the timeline, left side high to Carter. That's Kenzie, give and go back to Bradshaw. Faces up against Janes, got it off the front of the rim, and 9 for Danzy Bradshaw.
9 of Beavers' 11, 90% of the points coming from number 40, Danzy Bradshaw.
This is the largest lead now at 5. 11-6, left wing 3 for Houston. Nothing but net. Ashlyn Houston with a big three-pointer at a key time for the Kanab Cowboys.
Just a momentum stopper from Ashlyn Houston.
11-9 Beaver, 28 seconds to go in the quarter. Bradshaw off the double screen, heads by Janes. Janes on her tight. Now Bradshaw backs out as they reset. 1 second difference between shot clock and game clock. Bradshaw drives right, puts up the shot, counted, and she's fouled. Danzy Bradshaw, the basket, and the chance at the three-point play. And the foul will go on Taylor Janes. That's her second.
Yeah, Bradshaw goes to her right, gets the contact, kind of throws it back over her body, and gets it to go in. Wow. Unbelievable.
The and one for Bradshaw. Good. She has 12. 15 seconds to go in the quarter. 14-9 Beaver on top of Kanab. Cutler up top, guarded by Bradshaw. Goes right side to Houston. Quickly into Little. Little being forced off the block. Drives in against Marshall and traveled as she tried to get down the lane. A Kanab turnover, their 5th.
Yeah, that time Taisley Marshall played that quite well, just was moving with the body and didn't give Riley Little any chance to get free on the baseline.
So 5 seconds to go in the quarter. Little and Janes come out of the game for Kanab. Rogers and Staten in. Bradshaw brings it across the timeline, steps into a deep three. Nothing but net. Danzy Bradshaw with 15 first quarter points.
Wow.
And Beaver leads Kanab in the 2A state championship 17-9 at the end of 1 on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network. TeamHive.live, powered by Centricom and KSL Sports.
Beaver Valley Chevron is your 24-hour AAA towing service and repair facility with top-quality Chevron gas. When your vehicle needs nationwide warranty tires, Beaver Valley Chevron carries Bridgestone, Cooper, and Firestone tires. Check out their modern restrooms and visit Dairy Queen for a mouth-watering meal and world-famous ice cream treats. Troy and his staff of professionals will keep your vehicle on the road and are a proud sponsor of Beaver High School Sports.
When you make the right decision, it feels good. Like picking the perfect accent rug or choosing a good night's sleep over an all-night crime show binge. It feels really good to make the right insurance decision, too. That's why State Farm agent Brent Stapley is right here in Beaver to help you select the right protection at the right price. Brent will make sure you understand your State Farm coverages so you'll know what to expect if the unexpected happens. With State Farm agent Brent Stapley, it's easy to make the right choice. Just call him when you want the real deal. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Live high school sports action on Centricom Channel 10 and the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network.
Welcome back here to Salt Lake Community College. Start of the second quarter, and it'll be Kanab basketball. We'll get some first quarter stats here in just a moment. Left side comes Houston, lobs into the baseline to Cutler on the backside. Scoop with the left hand and score it. Anna Cutler with her first basket of the game.
Yeah, Anna Cutler, a wizard with that left hand as she came from the right side. Nice finish for the junior.
Bradshaw goes left wing to Brown. Brown spins in the lane, puts it up against Little, high off the glass, no good. Backside rebound, Staten, and a foul will be called. The outside official calls the foul. The underneath was going to go with the travel. And the outside official comes in. He seems to be the one that's more assertive here.
Let me just give you a quick stat check as we start this. Beaver shooting 67% in the first quarter, 1 for 2 from downtown. Kanab, 2 for 2 for downtown, 30% from the field, 3 for 10, 5 rebounds for the Cowboys, 3 for the Beavers.
Foul goes on Kenzie Carter. 17-11 is your score. 6-point lead right now for the Beavers. Cutler up top, guarded by Tanier. Bounces to the wing to Bateman. Elisa forcing Little off the block. Now left side to Cutler. Cutler curls in the lane, comes back to Bateman. Pump fake, dribbles left side all the way in, puts up the runner, off the mark, but free throws coming for Savannah Bateman.
Now that will be a second foul either on, well, it could be a first on Bradshaw.
It is the first on Bradshaw. Her first, team's fourth.
So one foul apiece for 4 of the starters. Only Gentry Brown without a foul.
Savannah Bateman at the free throw line for Kanab, nails the first one.
Kanab now 3 for 3 from the line.
Second one from Bateman. Off the rim, no good, and the rebound to Kenzie Carter for the Beavers. 7:12 to go in the first half, 5-point Beaver lead. Bradshaw across the timeline. Goes right side high to Air. Into the corner to Bradshaw. Bradshaw dribbles off. Now backs out. Comes up top to Carter. Left side high to Brown. Back out to Carter. Right side high Bradshaw. They'll come out and reset. 10 seconds to go on the clock. Bradshaw hands off to Air. Air going to dribble left to right across the key. Right side to Carter. Sets for the long 2. Off the back of the rim, no good. Bateman the rebound.
Yeah, good defensive set by Kanab as they really closed on Carter. Pushed the shot deep in the shot clock.
Cutler nearly loses the handle on it, but able to regather. Comes right wing it to Bateman. Elisa doing a good job of forcing Little off the block as they try to get it into her.
Yeah, it's been a battle, but Elisa definitely the strength difference right now.
Left wing is Houston. She'll work left to right, tries the pass on the flare screen, now does get it back and goes to Cutler. She drives baseline, gets inside, scoops with the left hand, no good. Rebound, out of bounds off of Kanab, Beaver basketball.
Yeah, once again, the Kanab Cowboys, that time it was Staten again, I believe. I think it was Sage, got her hand on the ball and almost kept it alive for the Cowboys. Rebounding has been a definitely advantage Kanab.
Emily Gilberg into the game for Savannah Bateman for Kanab. Coach Glover doing some coaching with her on the bench. Driving left side is Bradshaw, puts up the runner against Gilberg. No good, missed it short. Rebounds on the ground, and it's going to be a jump ball, which will stay with Beaver.
Yeah, a little bit of a wild shot. That's Bradshaw's first miss of the game. 6 of 7 from the field.
Bradshaw will inbound underneath, 4 around the key in a box set. Pass comes in right side to Elisa. Bradshaw posts up, tries to go back into her. Gilberg jumps in front, but will get called for the foul. That'll be the first on Emily Gilberg, 4th team foul.
Yeah, kind of fortunate for the pass because Gilberg actually had the angle but went through the player.
Bateman back into the game for Gilberg. Coach Glover doing a pretty quick rotation.
Yes, he is.
Pass comes into Carter right side, out to the wing to Air. Up top to Bradshaw. Left side high to Brown. Brown looking in for Elisa. Ball tipped away by Little. It's on the ground. It'll be a jump ball, and that'll give it to Kanab.
Yeah, turnover on the Beavers. And you got to give credit to Riley Little reaching out that left hand, stopping that pass from going in. It was supposed to be a bottom low pass to slip the defense of Little.
Into the game now, Taylor Janes for Kanab, playing with 2 fouls as Janes. I really liked her energy on the glass early in this one. The 2 fouls slowed her down a little bit.
No, I agree. She's been a spark plug.
17-12 Beaver, 5:40 to go in the first half. Up top comes Cutler. Works her way to the right, now kicks into the corner to Bateman off the screen for 3. Off the mark, air ball. Backside rebound, saved by Janes, and she throws it off of Air. Kanab basketball on the baseline.
Well, you called it. Taylor Janes just tracking down the rebound. She just ran after it. Other players had just as much of an advantage, but she's the one took the opportunity.
Cutler to inbound underneath. 4 low for the Cowboys. Cutler is in the corner to inbound, gets it to Little. Little looking back for her, able to get it to her up top. Guarded by Air. She'll back out, 15 seconds on the shot clock. Cutler going to drive right. Fades away on the block, air ball. Elisa the rebound on the backside.
Yeah, really good defense.
Bradshaw down the floor, picks up her dribble, got it to Carter, underneath to Brown. Brown reverse layup, got it to go.
My goodness, Gentry Brown. That layup might have been harder than it needed to. She made it look great from there, and a timeout for the Kanab Cowboys.
Coach Glover wants to talk about it. 5:01 to go in the half. It is a Beaver 19, Kanab 12, and the 2A girls state title on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network, TeamHive.live, and KSL Sports.
Discover squeaky cheese, hand-dipped ice cream, and family-friendly bathrooms all at the Creamery, Beavers Cheese Store. With an expanded storefront, you can explore our farm-to-table story, sample our signature cheeses, enjoy breakfast or lunch at the Creamery kitchen, or shop some of Utah's favorite products from specialty cheeses to local honey and jam. Stop on in and discover what the excitement is all about. Visit the Creamery in Beaver at 165 South, 500 West, now open Sundays noon to 6 and extended hours Thursdays and Fridays until 8 p.m.
At UCCU, we'll provide you with a low-rate line of credit that makes it easy to access the equity in your home with no fees or closing costs. Just complete an application on your phone or computer, or stop by any branch.
Live high school sports action on Centracom Channel 10 and the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network.
Welcome back here to the 2A state championship game. We appreciate Zion's Way Home Health and Hospice in Kanab. They offer both home health care and hospice care to those in need. Their home health team is dedicated to providing the best possible recovery, while their hospice care team provides compassionate professionals who will coordinate the care with the physicians of the patient's choice in order to address all of their emotional, physical, and spiritual needs. Zion's Way Home Health. Individuals can rest assured. Call 435-644-3322. Kanab basketball out of the timeout. Left wing is Houston. Cut off on the drive, picks up her dribble, now bounces to the wing to Cutler. Cutler guarded by Air, works away up top, comes right side high to Houston. Houston works in against Brown, cut off on the baseline, kicks it out to the wing to James. She'll set for three, short off the rim, high rebound, and Brown has it for Beaver. She'll push the pace. Down the middle of the floor she comes, cut off by Cutler, hands off to Air on the wing. Up top Bradshaw, pump fake. Now she'll back out and set up the offense.
She thought about it.
The crowd was ready.
They were. You felt it.
Bradshaw goes left wing to Brown. Brown going to go left to right. Hands off to Air on the dribble drive offense. Back to Bradshaw now. Crosses over. Drives left side. Cut off. Hands to Air. Air gets in. 15-footer. Partially blocked. Missed it short. Rebounds on the ground. Elisa runs it down in the corner to Bradshaw. Pump fake. James flies by. Puts it up against Little. Too hard. Rebound by Elisa. Back to Bradshaw.
Yeah, Beavers get a new shot clock.
Now to Brown for the open three. Off the back of the rim, no good. And the rebound goes to Houston for Kanab.
Yeah, Houston did a great box out of Tanier. Just didn't allow any space.
Still 19-12, Beaver by 7. 3:42 to go in the first half. Right wing Cutler. Works away up top. Bounces to the right side to Bateman. Bateman works away up top. Goes flare screen back to Cutler. Pump fake. She'll drive in. Got the lane. Put it up off the glass. Too hard. Backside rebound. James has it. She'll go back up in the lane. Missed it short. And ball's on the ground. Jump ball. And that will give it to Beaver.
Wow. I've got to say, Robert, I know that we've had quite a bit of scoring on some great shooting, but the defense of these two teams has been spectacular in this first half both ways. They're not giving each other a lot of space.
Right.
And, I mean, that's like the fourth jump ball just because there's not a safe ball on this court with these two teams.
Bradshaw bringing up now for the Beavers. Across the timeline, she's picked up by Cutler. Works away right wing. Crosses over, backs out off the screen by Elisa. Drives inside, tries to pass it across, knocked away by James, and picked up by Bateman, and she'll be fouled.
Yeah, Kenzie Carter will pick up foul number 2 for the Beavers. 5 team fouls.
3:06 to go in the first half. 19-12 Beaver. They're going to bring Taisley Marshall into the game for Carter.
You know, Coach John Marshall talked in the pregame interview. He says we've got to have the other girls step up. Opportunity for Taisley Marshall now. Step in for Kenzie Carter.
Up top is Houston. Hands off to Cutler. Cutler off the screen by James. Left wing to Bateman. Looking into the corner to Houston. Got it to her. She'll go off the screen by Little. Tries to get on the roll, got it back underneath on the low block, turns around, shot, no good, missed it hard, rebound is on the ground again, and Taisley Marshall had it, lost it, and now Elisa rips it away, and she's fouled.
Wow, like I said, there is not a rebound that is safe. If you stop at all and Talia Elisa down on the ground, the hands have got it. Bateman with foul that time.
Elisa slow to get up, but she does come to her feet. Foul on Bateman is her first, team's 5th. 2:41 to go in the half.
Elisa a little gimpy on that right leg. She's holding her right knee or ankle.
Bradshaw brings it up for the Beavers. Still a 7-point Beaver lead. Been a scoring drought.
It has.
Left side high is Marshall. Right wing to Air. Looking for Bradshaw inside. They skip it instead over to Brown. Brown dribbles left to right. And Bateman digs in on her and picks up her second foul.
You know, and that's an unnecessary one. And I know that they're watching those players because Bradshaw's dangerous, but Tanier really dangerous on the side. She was devastating yesterday, but just one of those fouls. We've seen a couple from both teams, just silly fouls.
Bradshaw to inbound, 4 around the key in a box set. Pass comes into the corner to Elisa. Bradshaw trying to post up again. Now they go right wing to Marshall. Guarded by James. Bounces it out, and Bradshaw able to get it.
Dangerous pass. Bradshaw tracks it down.
They reset. Bradshaw off the double screen, heads down, picked up by Janes.
She'll clear it out.
Wants to drive against her. Going to drive right side. Kicks to the short corner to Elisa. She dribbles right to left. Up top to Marshall. Pump fake. She dribbles to the right. Hands off to Bradshaw. Steps back for the three. Knocks it down. Danzy Bradshaw with 18. And it's a 10-point Beaver lead.
Holy cow. Bradshaw, just ice water in the veins, drops the three deep in the shot clock.
1:43 to go in the first half. Right wing is Houston. Works away around the defense. And now goes right side to Janes. She'll rise up for the long two. Too hard. Backside rebound. Bradshaw for the Beavers.
Boy, watching that rebound battle underneath with Little and Elisa, that one is just epic between those two, both having moments.
Little has 2 points. Elisa yet to score in the game.
Yep.
Bradshaw has 18 of Beavers' 22. The other 4 come from Gentry Brown. In the corner it is Air. Skips up top to Bradshaw. Pump fake. Crosses over. She backs out. Goes right wing to Air. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Back to Bradshaw. Left wing to Marshall. Still step into a three. Off the rim, no good. Little the rebound and has the ball knocked away, but it goes right to Bateman. Up ahead to Cutler. Under a minute to go in the half. 10-point Beaver lead, 22-12.
It's a big possession for Kanab.
Right wing Bateman. Dribbles up top and goes to the wing to Houston. She dribbles right to left in the lane. Flare screen to Bateman. She'll set for three. Off the glass, the bank is open for Savannah Bateman. She has 6.
Hey, whatever works. That was a huge bucket for Kanab. That cuts the lead to 7. A little momentum with the shot clock and the game clock almost equal. 2 seconds difference.
Bradshaw's going to run the clock down. Coach Marshall gives the play call. Bradshaw picking trash up off the floor. 15 seconds on the shot clock. Works her way left side of the pass to Brown. Brown off the screen, dribbles in, cut off by Cutler. Back to Bradshaw, spins in the lane, puts up the shot, missed it short. Rebound by Houston. 5 seconds to go in the quarter. Up ahead to Cutler. Cutler down the right side, hesitates, drives in, puts up the shot against Bradshaw. No good off the glass, and that's how the first half comes to an end in the 2A state championship. It is number 1 Beaver, 22, number 3 Kanab, 15. We've got the Jones in the Mill Engineering halftime show coming up next on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network. TeamHive.live, powered by Centricom and KSL Sports.
The only time we want to hear the sound of crashing metal is at the Demolition Derby. When it happens to you, don't despair. Trust 2 guys who care. Tony and Dave's Auto in Beaver. They have the experience to restore your ride, from new cars or trucks to classic muscle cars. Tony and Dave have years of experience in collision and automotive repair. When you bring your car or truck to Tony and Dave's Auto, you can trust 2 guys who care. Located at 115 North Main in Beaver, 435-438-5400. They're as American as red, white, and Beaver High School blue.
Hi, I'm Dustin Shakespeare, the Central Region Pathways Coordinator. Do you know what pathways are offered at your high school that connect with Snow College? Students enrolled in career technical education courses can develop valuable real-world technical skills and a strong academic foundation. Over 630 students completed CTE pathways last year in the Central Utah region. Our 35 pathways empower students to explore career options, pursue what they are passionate about, and earn valuable industry certifications. To learn more about these career pathways, talk to your CTE teachers and school counselors today.
Beaver Valley Hospital is excited to announce their new maternity wing opening this spring. Specially designed for the health, comfort, and safety of mothers and babies, all the latest equipment found in large hospitals with that small-town touch Beaver Valley Hospital is known for. Beaver Valley Hospital, your full-service community hospital, features state-of-the-art health care where you can feel confident with their full array of services such as inpatient care, maternity, home health, surgical, emergency, physical therapy, and hospice. Beaver Valley Hospital, a proud supporter of Beaver High School.
For more than 40 years, Jones and DeMille Engineering has been shaping the quality of life of those around us. They are committed to the communities in which they live and work and take pride in being able to protect and enhance them. As a full-service civil engineering firm, they strive to serve with a professional, personalized touch to provide value that reaches beyond the project, earning their reputation as the go-to resource for planning and infrastructure needs. Jones and DeMille Engineering, shaping the quality of life together.
Centricom believes the service relationship continues long after installation, and we're available to support you every step of the way. That's why if there is a problem with our equipment, a service visit from us means no cost to you. We know the value of a satisfied customer, so if you refer us to a friend, We'll take care of them, and you'll get 1 month of service free. We promise to make your experience the best it can be. Centricom, keeping you connected.
Live high school sports action on Centricom Channel 10 and the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network.
Welcome back here to Salt Lake Community College. Robert Lovell with you alongside Scott Langford on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network. TeamHive.live, powered by Centricom and KSL Sports. This is the Jones and DeMille Engineering halftime show, supporting local programs and academic and athletic achievements. Building relationships and working passionately is a winning combination with Jones and DeMille Engineering. At the half in this girls 2A state title game, it's Beaver 22, Kanab 15. Scott, your takeaway from this first half?
Well, it has been a very entertaining first half. The first quarter was just a rock and rolling affair. The second one wound down and slowed down just a bit. And this is not what I think anybody expected, that Danzy Bradshaw would have 18 of Beavers' 22 points in the first half. On the other side of the ball, Savannah Bateman leading the way for the Kanab Cowboys. Again, not necessarily expected.
Yeah, you look at the way that when these two teams met, Coach Glover said in the pregame show, the girl he feels like he's got to stop is Danzy Bradshaw.
He did. He called it.
And Danzy had 22 points in the game that Beaver won in Kanab, and obviously she's well on her way to surpass that potentially here today with 18 at the half.
Yeah, and she's been sensational. You take a look at what she was from the field. Let me pull this up for you. From the field, Bradshaw 7 for 10, 2 for 2 from downtown, 5 for 8 inside. That's unbelievable.
All the misses came in the second quarter.
All the misses. Yep, and all came from inside.
Yeah, and she still made a basket in the second quarter, too.
She did. She made a 3 in the second quarter.
So let's finish looking at these first half stats. Scott, what do you got scoring-wise first off for the Beavers?
Oh, for the Beavers, 18 for Bradshaw, 4 for Brown. That's easy.
That's easy, yeah.
It's
right.
really, really easy.
And then do you have shooting numbers for the team?
Yes, I do. For the Beavers, shooting-wise, you've got the Beavers shooting 43% overall, 40% from three-point, 44 from two-point field goal range, 2 for 3 from free throw line, 6-7%, 11 rebounds, 4 turnovers.
All right, there you go. There's for the Beavers. And now for the Kanab Lady Cowboys.
Yeah, leading the way, Savannah Bateman, as I mentioned, 4 points for Anna Cutler, 3 for Ashlyn Houston, and 2 for Riley Little. And Taylor James yet to score on this one. 11 turnovers, rebounds. 11 rebounds, so the two teams tie on rebounds. 6 turnovers, 2 more than the Beavers. Shooting really poorly, 24% from the field, 21 from inside the arc, 29% from outside the arc, 2 for 7 from downtown. So, I mean, really pretty close. Just that little bit of field goal percentage made the difference.
And the difference is?
Danzy Bradshaw.
Yeah.
Not a question. Unbelievable performance in the first half.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Danzy Bradshaw with an incredible first half. 18 of Beavers' 22 points to give them the early lead, 22-15 in this one. In the first half, there was one tie that was at 4-4.
Yep.
And since then, it's been all Beaver. They've led by as many as 10 before a three-pointer made by Savannah Bateman pulled them within 7 here to end the half.
And that I talked about it during the possession, that possession was very, very important. And what it does, it allows that momentum down double figures or single digits. Single digits, it just allows that hope. In high school basketball, momentum is what it's all about.
Yes, it is. That's for sure. Great crowd here today at the 2A state championship, and a lot of them is going to hang around for the boys state championship coming up later, and we'll move in the Parowan fans as well. There's already some Parowan fans obviously here for the Parowan Kanab boys state championship game coming up here at 7 o'clock tonight at Salt Lake Community College. And we do want to give you an update as well on the girls 3A state championship. It's an all-region 13 championship in 3A with Morgan and Grantsville in that one, and Morgan leads that one 33-25. So Grantsville the favorite there. They're the 1 seed. Third-seeded Morgan, who upset Richfield in the semis, leads by 8 at the half in that one. So,
and Morgan, a rich tradition of girls basketball also.
Yeah, and their coach's name escapes me at the moment.
Yeah,
but really like their coach. I mean, does a great job. Same with Grantsville. There's a lot of good coaches in rural Utah basketball. We got 2 great ones here tonight as well.
We certainly do. These are 2 of the best ones. I love Clint Glover and John Marshall. They're good friends. This is one of those friendly rivalries, Kanab and Beaver. I mean, not on the court, but off the court, you'll see Kanab and Beaver people hanging out together. And,
well, because as you said, they're all related.
Well, there's a lot of a lot of relatives going on here. I've got some in my employment from Kanab, and I know we've employed some that we'd like to employ in Kanab at the hospital in Kanab. So Beaver people as well. A lot of fun. This is a great rivalry. Great people in Kanab, great people in Beaver, and this is a great game.
Yes, it is. A phenomenal game right now. 22-15. Beaver leads at the half. This is the Jones and DeMille Engineering halftime show, supporting our youth in their efforts to develop new talents and passions, paving the way to success. That's Jones and DeMille Engineering. We'll take a break, come back, and get you ready for the second half next here from Salt Lake Community College in the girls' 2A state title game on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network. TeamHive.live, powered by Centricom and KSL Sports.
For super low prices and weekly specials, stop by Kane County's full-service grocer, Glazier's Family Market in Kanab. Not only do they have the highest standard of customer service and the friendliest checkers in Utah, but you'll save 15 cents per gallon of high-quality Chevron gasoline when you spend $50 or more. Save at Glazier's Family Market with their weekly specials, and be sure to check out their digital ads. Check out the Stage Stop convenience store. For guaranteed freshness in their meat and produce and short lines, visit Kane County's full-service grocer, Glazier's Family Market in Kanab.
For enjoyable Western dining, there's only one stop in southern Utah, Houston's Trails Inn Restaurant in Kanab. Stop in for their special chicken fried steak with Bob's homemade country gravy and delicious Western entrees. They also offer takeout. Just call 644-2488. That's 644-2488. Houston's Trails Inn features remote site catering. Anywhere, anytime, any place. Just phone 435-899-2140. So make plans to stop by Houston's Trails Inn Restaurant and mobile catering in Kanab, where the waitresses wear guns on their hips and a smile on their lips.
The Beaver Medical Clinic has built a reputation of providing affordable, compassionate health care for the residents of Beaver and Iron counties. Their hometown doctors and providers grew up in Beaver County, so they understand and care about the patients in their small town communities. They offer services from OB care, pediatrics, preventative exams for children and adults, acute illness, and many other services. You'll appreciate the professional services of skilled professionals with that hometown doctor feel at Beaver Medical Clinic.
You won't believe what the soda fountain serves at Kanab Drug. Groves of people are touting their new delicious hot paninis, deli sandwiches, wraps, and of course soothing smoothies, shakes, malts, cones, sundaes, and sodas. Kanab Drug Soda Fountain is open until 10 p.m. featuring a fabulous outdoor patio with games. Browse Kanab Drug's unique toys, games, and gifts, or take advantage of their full-service pharmacy that offers drive-through service with a friendly, helpful staff. Since 1916, Kanab Drug in Kanab. Visit them on Facebook or go to KanabUnitedDrug.com.
Live high school sports action on Centricom Channel 10 and the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network.
Welcome back to Salt Lake Community College. Robert Lovell with you alongside Scott Langford. The Jones and DeMille Engineering halftime show, from slam dunks to buzzer beaters. The Jones and DeMille Engineering team is here to help you tackle the toughest infrastructure issues. That's Jones and DeMille Engineering. At the half, it is number 1 Beaver 22, number 3 Kanab 15 in this girls' 2A state championship game. And as we already talked about for these two teams, for Kanab, their last state championship just a year ago, as this is their third straight title game appearance, losing to North Summit 2 years ago, then beating South Sevier, who upset Beaver last year.
Yeah.
And now in this one.
And then skip 1 year, and they were in that championship as well. So 3 out of 4 for the Kanab Cowboys.
Or 3 out of
This
5.
is 3 out of 5. You're right.
Yes.
Sorry.
Or I guess it would be 4 out of 5. There we go. We'll get it right eventually.
4 out of 5. You got it.
Eventually we'll figure out our math. But, so they've only won 2, exactly 30 years apart, 1992 and 2022. As Scott mentioned in the pregame show, for the Beavers, their last one was 4 years ago, Weber State, I believe.
It was, against these Cowboys.
And that was in 2019, and you can hear the Beavers come out into the arena as the Beaver crowd on their feet. 12 in the history, 9 of those state championships have been won by Coach John Marshall.
Yeah, I actually, I talked to John Marshall and I said, hey, listen, I don't have any respect for you until you can get that double-digit win. You're just an average coach.
That's right. He needs rings on all
9.
10 fingers.
Yeah, he's third all-time in state championships behind Curtis Barney and then the coach from Mountain View, I believe. Yeah. Those 2 are ahead. So.
There's Curtis Barney at Panguitch. Did he win 12?
12. Yep, he won 12.
So as far as this game goes, getting ready for the second half now, Scott, you've got Beaver. Obviously, it's been the Danzy Bradshaw show so far. You don't want to rely on that being the case in the second half. You know Kanab's going to make adjustments. If you're Beaver, what are you going to do to try to get Talia Elisa going or Tawny Air going in this game?
Well, no one's really had a shot other than Danzy Bradshaw. She's been creating all those shots. So I think you're right. I think that it's got to be Tanier. She's been shooting very well. Kenzie Carter can shoot also if you give her a spot-up shot. But getting Talia Lisa in the game is very important. Right now it's just been she and Riley Little canceling each other out inside. But I think it's going to have to be that quick passing, some good screens, but then some movement off the ball. But it's going to be the other person that wins this game, I believe.
And then you look at for Kanab on their side of things, defensively, what are you going to do to stop Danzy Bradshaw?
Well, and I think it's help. I think it's help defense, and you can't let her drive. And it's not a lot different than what the Beavers are supposed to do with Anna Cutler. It's just you've got to have more than one person on those players. They can beat one player one-on-one. Almost anybody on the court. I don't think anybody can stop either player one-on-one.
So once again, this is the Jones & Mill Engineering Halftime Show. We also appreciate Zion's Way Home Health and Hospice in Kanab for their support of these broadcasts. And they offer both home health care and hospice care to those in need. Their home health team is dedicated to providing the best possible recovery, while their hospice care team provides compassionate professionals who will coordinate care with the physicians of the patient's choice in order to address all of their emotional, physical, and spiritual needs. With Zion's Way Home Health, individuals can rest assured they'll be receiving the highest quality of care. Call 435-644-3322 for more information for Zion's Way Home Health and Hospice. As you hear the Kanab crowd come to their feet as Kanab makes their way into the arena.
Well, and keys for the second half for the Kanab Cowboys. I think it's going to be some of that outside shooting. I really think that they've got to get Ashlyn Houston, shooting from that outside. She can hit those. So can Bateman. They're both good shooters. I think the Beavers are keen on Anna Cutler. So, we know she can hit it inside and outside. But in order to open up the middle for Riley Little, the outside shot has to be there for the Kanab Cowboys.
So we'll watch for those keys throughout the course of the second half. We'll take one more break and come back with half number 2 next at the 2A Girls State Title game. It's Beaver 22, Kanab 15 on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network. TeamHive.live, powered by Centricom and KSL Sports.
Live high school sports action on
Beaver Valley Chevron is your 24-hour AAA towing service and repair facility with top-quality Chevron gas. When your vehicle needs nationwide warranty tires, Beaver Valley Chevron carries Bridgestone, Cooper, and Firestone tires. Check out their modern restrooms and visit Dairy Queen for a mouth-watering meal and world-famous ice cream treats. Troy and his staff of professionals will keep your vehicle on the road and are a proud sponsor of Beaver High School Sports.
The Kane County School District is proud to serve students and parents in Kane County while making it a priority to focus on every student every day. Kane County School District makes it easy and convenient to find information about local schools, the district calendar, announcements, Board of Education minutes, as well as your students' grades and attendance, all at kanek12.org. That's kanek12.org. You can also follow the Kane County School District on Facebook. Rigor, Relationships, Relevance. The Kane County School District.
live high school sports action on Centricom Channel 10 and the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network.
Back here at Salt Lake Community College, start of the second half. It's Kanab basketball down by 7 to Beaver. 22-15. Anna Cutler drives left side, cut off by Air. Out to Janes, and Janes traveled.
Yep, quick turnover as the shuffle of the feet. It wasn't a bad move, just too much foot shuffling.
7:50 to go in the third quarter, 22-15. Bradshaw brings it up for the Beavers. Goes off the screen by Elisa, heads by Little, now comes up top to Carter. She'll take the three over Bateman, off the back of the rim, no good. Backside rebound, tipped down, and Brown runs it down for the Beavers. She'll step into a three from the right wing. Off the glass, didn't draw iron. Backside rebound by Janes.
Yeah, a little quick, little excitement as the Beavers trying to open up the bigger lead.
Still a 7-point Beaver lead. Again, a little bit of a scoring drought in the second quarter.
Yeah, only 5 points for the Beavers in the second point, but only 6 for Kanab.
Yeah. Right wing is Bateman. Up top to Janes. Now to Cutler, left wing to Houston. Houston looks to drive in, got cut off by Brown, spins into the lane, comes out to Bateman. Up top, Janes, she'll take the straightaway three. Off the back of the rim, no good. High rebound, Elisa has it for the Beavers.
Yeah, both teams misfire on that first possession.
Bradshaw steps into a straightaway three, in and out. Rebound by Taylor James.
Yeah, the boxing out on that possession by Kanab, no one even close. That ball bounced on the floor, picked up by 4 Cowboys.
Cutler up top, calls out the offensive set for the Lady Cowboys. Works her way right wing, hands off to Houston. Houston comes left side high to Bateman. Bateman one dribble up top, hands back to Cutler. Guarded by Brown. Cutler off the screen by Janes. There's a slip screen, couldn't get it to her. Goes right wing to Houston, deep three on the way. Short off the rim, rebound. Saved by Janes, but into Bradshaw. Bradshaw pushed the pace the other way for the Beavers. Down the right side of the floor she comes. Dribbles in, shovels it over to Gentry Brown. Off the glass and in.
Yeah, beautiful fast break by the two, the sophomore and the freshman, as Bradshaw didn't look at Brown till the last minute.
Left wing Bateman dribbles baseline, got cut off by Bradshaw. Step back 10-footer, in and out and drop back in. Bateman with 8.
Yeah, she leads the Kanab Cowboys. That was a tough shot. Bradshaw had good defense, and she made a really tough jumper over top.
Under 6 to go in the third quarter, 24-17 Beaver. Bradshaw off the double screen. Looking for Elisa down the lane. Little steps in front, lobs to her. Backside help got there late. Elisa misses on the shot though. Rebound by Janes. Janes nearly traveled. I don't think either of the officials were looking at her, so they didn't see it. Now Cutler driving baseline. Drift pass to Houston. Corner 3 from the left side. Off the back of the rim, no good. Rebound fought for between 2 Cowboys and a Beaver. Jump ball, and that gives it to the Beavers.
And I think that's a foul except for 2 Cowboys. The collision was mainly Taylor Janes and Riley Little. That was a huge collision.
5:33 to go in the third quarter, 24-17 Beaver.
The Beaver player just kind of got mixed up in it.
Bradshaw brings it up. So that double screen again. Bradshaw goes off it, picked up now by Janes. Hesitates, now drives in, puts up the runner. Got it to go off the front of the rim. 20 for Danzy Bradshaw.
Wow, and the scoring continues.
Back to a 9-point Beaver lead. Cutler up top. Left wing to Janes. To Houston. Works her way to the left side, hands back to Janes. Janes hands to Bateman. Guarded by Bradshaw, skips it right side to Houston. Houston dribbles into the left hand, lobs back out for Cutler. Cutler crosses over to Janes. 6 seconds in the shot clock. Houston dribbles in right to left. Dobbs underneath to Janes, who wasn't ready for it, and out of bounds it goes.
Yeah, good idea by Ashland Houston. It's just a little bit of desperation deep in the clock. And one thing the Beavers are doing, we talked about adjustments. Ashland Houston has no space at all.
Up top is Bradshaw off that double screen, picked up again by Janes. Now going to dribble to the baseline. Hands off to Air. Air dribbles right to left in the lane, puts up the shot, no good. Rebound tipped around, and Air goes to the floor to battle for it. And timeout called by Coach Marshall to save the possession. With 4:24 to go in the third quarter in the 2A state championship. Beaver 26, Kanab 17 on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network, TeamHive.live, and KSL Sports.
Honey's Marketplace invites you to experience their refreshing variety and signature items. Honey's Marketplace features a wide selection of camping supplies, a garden nursery, and fresh floral department. Experience fresh-baked artisan breads and pastries in their bakery. Check out their great cut fruit program with wonderful fresh-cut fruit daily. And everyone loves Honey's famous talking truck, Rusty. Get all this with the hometown service you deserve. Fresh, friendly, and close to home. Honey's Marketplace, 260 East, 300 South in Kanab.
Live high school sports action on Centracom Channel 10 and the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network.
Welcome back here to Salt Lake Community College as we come out of the timeout. Beaver basketball on the baseline. Bradshaw to inbound, 4 around the key in a box set. Goes to the corner to Brown, left side high to Carter. Up top, Bradshaw. Curls it into Brown. Brown puts the shot blocked and a foul called. And Gentry Brown will go to the line to shoot 2.
Yeah, Riley Little absolutely swatted that one, but a foul first.
And a key one. That's the third on Taylor Janes.
Yeah, that's tough. She's been a great defensive pressure. She's really helping on Talia Elisa yet to score in this game. Compliments of Janes and Little.
And Janes, I think she had some blood on her arm even, so she's going to come out of the game. They'll allow the substitution now because of that. And coming out in will be Sage Staten for the Lady Cowboys.
We talk about connections with these two communities. Taylor's grandmother is the chief operating officer at Milford Memorial Hospital.
All right.
And so there's all kinds of connections.
And you're going to get
a blood timeout.
Some blood cleaned up off the floor.
Yep. We
saw yesterday that they just allowed the South Severe player to clean the blood off the floor.
Did they really?
Yeah, and Riley Barney for South Severe wiped it all up. Nobody else intervened, and this time they wouldn't let the Beaver girl come out to do it. So they're going to make sure they get it done professionally with gloves and everything this time.
We're going to do it all.
So while they do this, let's take a short break here on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network, TeamHive.live, and KSL Sports.
When you make the right decision, it feels good. Like picking the perfect accent rug or choosing a good night's sleep over an all-night crime show binge. It feels really good to make the right insurance decision, too. That's why State Farm agent Brent Stapley is right here in Beaver to help you select the right protection at the right price. Brent will make sure you understand your State Farm coverages so you'll know what to expect if the unexpected happens. With State Farm agent Brent Stapley, it's easy to make the right choice. Just call him when you want the real deal. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
You've known for years that you can trust Lumber Plus True Value to have the best prices on all of your home project needs, big and small, from hardware to lawn and garden. But did you know you could also rely on True Value to carry your favorite brands for your household's basic needs as well? Lumber Plus carries thick, absorbent paper towels, cleaning supplies, batteries, seasonal items, and don't forget to check out their outstanding bargain of the month. Visit Lumber Plus True Value, 227 East, 300 South in Kanab.
Live high school sports action on Centracom Channel 10 and the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network.
Floor is cleaned up and we're ready to play basketball now as Gentry Brown comes out to the free throw line to shoot 2 for the Beavers.
Kind of forgot where we were.
And in the process, Kanab made a change. They decided to go with Emily Gilberg into the game instead of Staten, so Gilberg on the floor now. First free throw from Brown.
Hard.
Off the back of the rim, no good.
Beavers 2 out of 4 now in the contest. 10 is the biggest lead, so this could match the biggest lead.
Second one is good. So Brown makes 1 of 2. She has 7. It's the Bradshaw Brown show for Beaver. They have all 27. 20 from Bradshaw.
Just crazy.
Cutler works her right side, slip screen to Little. One dribble to the corner to Houston. She'll set for 3. Nothing but net. Ashlyn Houston now a 6, pulls them back to within 7.
Yeah, for me, that's why I talked about her. She is the key to this one. She can open it wide up.
Bradshaw left side high, guarded by Gilbert. Off the screen, heads by Bateman. Gonna drive around her, gets in the lane. Blocked by Little. Big block. Gilbert has it. She'll throw down the floor for Houston. Houston slows it up on the left wing. Up top to Cutler. Cutler dribbles right side against Air. Cut off on the baseline. Now backs out to the wing.
Big possession. You can feel the momentum. A score here will wake the crowd.
Cutler off the screen, drives all the way in, puts up the runner. Air ball hard. Backside rebound. Carter to Bradshaw.
Beavers will slow it down.
Gilbert will pick her up. High left side. Slip screen by Elisa. Couldn't get it to her. Driving right is Bradshaw. Kicks to the wing to Air. She'll set for the long 3. Off the back of the rim, no good. Little the rebound for Kanab.
Yeah, Tanya didn't get set on that. Actually was floating as she shot that.
Cutler right side high. Coach Glover calls out the offensive set. Under 3 to go in the third quarter. She hands to Houston. She'll take the deep 3 from the wing. Rattles it in. Ashlyn Houston with back-to-back triples, and it's a 4-point game.
Yeah, 6-0 run by Ashlyn Houston. It's been individual players running off streaks in this one.
Bradshaw up top. Goes left corner to Brown. Dribbles in. Got cut off by Cutler. Goes back to Bradshaw in the corner. Bradshaw heads by Cutler. Hesitates, now drives in, bounces underneath to Elisa. Elisa goes with the reverse layup, no good. Rebound bounces around, and Bateman has it, and she's fouled as she goes to the whole floor hard, and it's an intentional foul.
Wow.
That's big, as it'll give free throws and the ball. 2 officials talk about it. Saying not a basketball move.
You want to see the replay on that.
Official will come together. Intentional foul goes to Talia Elisa. That's her second, team's first this half. Savannah Bateman will get 2 free throws and Kanab will get the ball.
So here's the replay.
Just kind of wrapped her up, and I don't think she threw her to the ground. Bateman trying to rip it out caused as much of the momentum as anything, if not all the momentum.
I think so as well.
But the wrap up made it look worse than it probably was.
Yeah, and there was some frustration on Elisa on the wrap up, for sure.
So Bateman will shoot 2 free throws. First one, no good. Bateman does have 8 for the Lady Cowboys. She's 1 for 3 now from the free throw line.
Yeah, in the game, the Kanab Cowboys are 3 out of 5, 4 out of 6.
Makes the second one, and it's a 3-point game, and Kanab basketball. Haley Marshall and Taisley Marshall into the game now for Beaver as Carter and Air come out. 2:26 to go in the third. It's Beaver 27, Kanab 24. Currently a 7-0 run by Kanab.
Yep, 7-0 run, and Kanab with the ball. This is huge.
Bateman comes out of the game as they're having to check her arm, it looks like. They're bending it to make sure it feels okay. Cutler up top for the Cowboys. Gets the call from Coach Glover. Hands off right wing to Houston. Houston off the screen. Lobs in for Little. High lob in. Little makes the catch amongst three Beavers. Back to Houston. Houston dribbles in right to left. Puts up the runner. Got it to go. Houston with 11. Taken over here in the third quarter.
9-0 run by, and 8 of those by Ashland Houston.
27-26 Beaver. Under 2 to go in the third. Bradshaw right side high to Marshall. That's Haley up top to Taisley. Looking for Elisa. Works her way left side and hands to Brown. Brown dribbles up. She'll take the three-pointer off the rim or off the glass. Didn't draw iron. Elisa the rebound, and she's fouled by Riley Little.
Yeah, now that's kind of turnabout's fair play, as that time Elisa had hold of the arm of Little and made sure of the foul. Only one on the freshman Riley Little, on a timeout by Beaver.
We'll take the timeout with 1:46 to go in the third quarter. It is number 1 Beaver 27, number 3 Kanab 26 on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network, TeamHive.live, and KSL Sports.
For super low prices and weekly specials, stop by Kane County's full-service grocer, Glazier's Family Market in Kanab. Not only do they have the highest standard of customer service and the friendliest checkers in Utah, but you'll save 15 cents per gallon of high-quality Chevron gasoline when you spend $50 or more. Save at Glazier's Family Market with their weekly specials, and be sure to check out their digital ads. Check out the Stage Stop convenience store. For guaranteed freshness in their meat and produce and short lines, visit Kane County's full-service grocer, Glazier's Family Market in Kanab.
Live high school sports action on Centracom Channel 10 and the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network.
Back here at Salt Lake Community College, Robert Lovell with you alongside Scott Langford. Beaver basketball. Out of the timeout, Bradshaw to inbound. Bounces right side to Brown. Brown going to drive baseline. Passes up top. Taken away by Houston. She'll hand to Cutler. Cutler down the left side of the floor. Hesitates. Now comes up top.
Well, Houston has been humongous in this third quarter. She's doing it on both sides of the floor.
Gilbert got the screen. Slip screen back to Little. Little tied up by Marshall. Jump ball. It'll stay with Kanab.
And Talia Lisa getting some help underneath by Taisley Marshall.
Underneath inbounding will be Cutler. She lobs out for Little. Left side high to Houston. Looking for Janes. Now dribbles into the corner. Comes back to Janes on the wing. Janes on the elbow. Comes up top to Cutler as they reset.
Janes playing with 3 personal fouls.
Cutler down to 5 on the shot clock. Works her way right side. Kicks it out to Gilbert. Pump fake. Dribbles in. Throws it up. Air ball. And out of bounds it goes. Beaver basketball.
Yeah, deep in the shot clock. Really not much else that Emily Gilbert could do at all.
1:07 to go in the quarter. 1 point Beaver lead. Currently a 9-0 Kanab run. Bradshaw left side high. Guarded by Gilbert. Comes off the double screen. Picked up now by Janes. Now Gilbert picks her back up. Pass left wing to Air. Up top back to Bradshaw. Coach Marshall checks the clock. He gives a new play call. Bradshaw working on Gilbert. Gilbert on her tight. Get a drive left side. Help defense got there a little bit late. Misses the runner off the glass. Janes the rebound for Kanab.
Yeah, tough bucket. Riley Little there bothering the shot.
4 seconds difference between shot clock and game clock. 30 seconds left in the quarter. Call comes from Coach Glover. Cutler works away high right side. Hands off to Houston. Houston comes off the screen by Little. Flows it to her. Little high on the right side. Back to Houston. Pump fake. Bradshaw flies by. Steps up for the short 3. And missed the air ball. Out of bounds it goes. Beaver basketball with 14 seconds to go in the third.
Yeah, a little hesitation for Ashland that time, as she was going to take it at first. That one little pump fake caught her in the middle of a move.
Bradshaw brings it up. Beaver can play for the final shot, and that's what Coach Marshall says. Bradshaw goes up the screen by Elisa. Got left open, drives in, pull up 10-footer, off the rim, no good. Rebound knocked out of bounds by Kanab. Beaver ball with 3.3 seconds to go in the quarter.
Kanab boys basketball team in the door say, no way, that was definitely the other way.
Bradshaw to inbound. Quickly into Air, blocked on the shot by Cutler, and that's going to be how the third quarter comes to an end at the end of 3 in the girls 2A state championship game. It's number 1 Beaver 27, number 3 Kanab 26 on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network. TeamHive.live, powered by Centracom and KSL Sports.
Discover squeaky cheese, hand-dipped ice cream, and family-friendly bathrooms all at the Creamery, Beavers Cheese Store. With an expanded storefront, you can explore our farm-to-table story, sample our signature cheeses, enjoy breakfast or lunch at the Creamery kitchen, or shop some of Utah's favorite products from specialty cheeses to local honey and jam. Stop on in and discover what the excitement is all about. Visit the Creamery in Beaver at 165 South, 500 West. Now open Sundays noon to 6 and extended hours Thursdays and Fridays until 8 p.m.
For enjoyable Western dining, there's only one stop in southern Utah, Houston's Trails Inn Restaurant in Kanab. Stop in for their special chicken fried steak with Bob's homemade country gravy and delicious Western entrees. They also offer takeout. Just call 644-2488. That's 644-2488. Houston's Trails Inn features remote site catering. Anywhere, anytime, any place. Just phone 435-899-2140. So make plans to stop by Houston's Trails Inn Restaurant and mobile catering in Kanab, where the waitresses wear guns on their hips and a smile on their lips.
Live high school sports action on Centracom Channel 10 and the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network.
To the fourth quarter we go in this 2A girls state championship game. Beaver basketball. Scott, any stats from that third quarter to pass along?
Yeah, third quarter, the Beavers shoot 14%, Kanab 44%, and 60% from downtown for Kanab, 20% inside the arc for the Beavers.
Left wing is Gentry Brown. Comes up top to Air. Right wing it comes to Haley Marshall into the short corner to Elisa. Skips it over to Air. Air going to dribble in the lane. Puts up the 8-foot runner. Off the glass. Didn't draw iron. Little the rebound for Kanab.
Well, we talked about it in the pregame. Like, is someone else going to step up? It's been Ashland Houston for Kanab, but so far, no one yet for the Beavers.
Yeah, Little and Cutler combined for just 6 points for Kanab. Cutler in the right corner. Comes out to Houston. It's been Houston and Bateman for the Lady Cowboys with 20 of their 26. And it's all 27 from two players for Beaver. Little goes around Elisa, off the glass, no good, but free throws coming for Riley Little.
So Talia Elisa on the foul. Looks like they said she got some body. We'll take a look at it. Yeah, a little bit of a lean on that. Yep, it's true. I didn't see it live, but it was that the chest leaned in on Riley Little.
Little makes the first one to tie the game for the first time since 4-4. Kanab has never led. They can take it here with this second free throw from the freshman. Nails it.
Wow. The freshman play is unbelievable.
Up the floor comes Bradshaw, Beaver's fabulous freshman. Right wing it goes to Air. Skips it over to Carter. Up top Bradshaw. Right wing Air. Lobs in, knocked away by Little, picked up by James. Kanab the other way. Cutler ahead to Bateman. Left side high, comes up top to Cutler. Play call comes from Coach Glover.
What a game this is.
Would you expect anything less between these two teams?
I would not.
Tipped pass, but Cutler runs it down on the near sideline. She dribbles in the lane, kicks it to Bateman, pump fake. Got Bradshaw to go by. Pump fake again, kicks it back out to Houston. Houston lobs for Little. Little on the block, shoots it up over Elisa, missed it short. Elisa the rebound.
Yeah, Lisa did a good job that time. Didn't lean into the player. Tough shot for Riley Little.
6:25 to go in the game. 28-27, Kanab on top. Bradshaw comes right wing to Air. It's currently an 11-0 run by the Lady Cowboys. Right wing Air. Lobs in, backside help, got there, but Elisa still gathers it and makes her first basket of the game.
And that's just the strength of Talia Elisa, as that one, she just grabbed that ball and was able to hold on.
29-28 Beaver, 6 minutes to go. Cutler to the right side. Hands off to Houston. Comes out to James. Now to Bateman. Cutler back up top with it. Off the screen by James. Heads by Carter. She'll back out. Lobs in for Little. Got position. Blocked from behind. Still got it to go. Little with 6. Kanab back in front.
Yeah, Little, all 4 of the points for the Cowboys in the fourth.
Right wing Air. Skips it over to Carter. She'll step back for 3. Off the back of the rim, no good. Little the rebound for the Lady Cowboys.
Yeah, field goal percentage by anybody who's not Brown or Bradshaw has been nil, other than 1 bucket by Elisa.
James up top, works her way left side. Hands off to Bateman, thought about it. Now comes out to Cutler. You can tell Kanab of the quarter break said we've got to get it to Little.
Yes,
every time down the floor, they've been going inside first. Cutler goes right wing to Houston. Houston dribbles right to left, hands back to Cutler. She'll go to Bateman. High on the right side, left side high, Houston. Had a lane, drives in, puts it up, off the glass and in. 3-point Kanab lead.
10 points. Houston goes into double figures.
Timeout called, and with 4:48 to go in the fourth quarter. It's Kanab 32, Beaver 29 on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network. TeamHive.live, powered by Centricom and KSL Sports.
You won't believe what the soda fountain serves at Kanab Drug. Groves of people are touting their new delicious hot paninis, deli sandwiches, wraps, and of course soothing smoothies, shakes, malts, cones, sundaes, and sodas. Kanab Drug Soda Fountain is open until 10 p.m. featuring a fabulous outdoor patio with games. Browse Kanab Drug's unique toys, games, and gifts, or take advantage of their full-service pharmacy that offers drive-through service with a friendly, helpful staff. Since 1916, Kanab Drug in Kanab. Visit them on Facebook or go to KanabUnitedDrug.com.
Live high school sports action on Centricom Channel 10 and the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network.
Welcome back here to Salt Lake Community College. It's now a 3-point Kanab lead in this 2A Girls State Championship, 32-29. If you're Coach Marshall, what adjustments are you making here for the final 5 minutes?
Well, I think it's basically that's a calm down and play your game kind of timeout. It's like they know what to do. It's a veteran team. Just do it. You know, right now they're in the middle of a 17-2 run by the Kanab Cowboys, which is devastating, and the Beavers have got to find some offense from somewhere.
Inbounding will be Gentry bound on the near sideline. Tansy Bradshaw joking with the ref.
Yeah, I think Coach Glover's just saying, hey, our adjustments worked. Keep it up.
Bradshaw goes right wing to Air. Back to Bradshaw. Left wing Carter. Pass goes out of bounds. Last touch by Carter. James got a hand on it. Carter touched it last. A Beaver turnover.
Yeah, credit James. She knew the pass was coming. Made it impossible to catch by flashing through.
So Kanab basketball with their largest lead of the game at 3. Beaver led by as many as 10 twice. Right wing Cutler comes up top to James. Looking for Little. Now she's going to drive left side instead. Now reverses into the corner. Calls for some help. Goes up top to Cutler.
Little hasn't left the lane.
Yeah, Beaver crowd wanting the 3 seconds. Lob into Little, being double teamed. And a foul called before the shot.
I think that'll be on Carter coming from the backside, but we'll see.
Looks like it. It's hard to see the fingers. 24.
Yep, 24. Kenzie Carter.
That's the third on Carter.
Yep.
Elisa and Carter both with 3 for Beaver. 4:15 to go in the game. Cutler to inbound. Lobs into the corner to James. Hands back to Cutler on the right wing. Cutler dribbles right to left. Hands off to Bateman. Got hedged tight by Air. Bateman still gathers it. Tries to pass to Cutler. Knocked it out of bounds by Elisa.
Yeah, Elisa a little dangerous as she left Riley Little. If a Bateman could have seen Little underneath the basket, she was alone.
Houston to inbound on the near sideline. Gets it into James. She hands to Cutler. Cutler gets the call from Coach Glover. Goes off a high ball screen by James. Hesitates, now drives in, puts up the runner. Air ball, partially blocked by Bradshaw. Out of bounds by Beaver. Kanab ball.
I think he said white, but nope. Timeout.
Kanab basketball and a timeout called by Coach Glover. 3:53 to go in the game. It's number 3 Kanab 32, number 1 Beaver 29 in the Girls 2A State Championship on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network. TeamHive.live, powered by Centricom and KSL Sports.
At UCCU, we'll provide you with a low-rate line of credit that makes it easy to access the equity in your home with no fees or closing costs. Just complete an application on your phone or computer, or stop by any branch.
Hi, I'm Barrett Hilton with TeamHive.live, where we've created a locally run video streaming platform for Utah schools. Bookmark TeamHive.live, Utah's new home for streaming high school sports and other events. Powered by Centricom Local 10.
Live high school sports action on Centricom Channel 10 and the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network.
As we come out of the timeout here at Salt Lake Community College, it'll be Kanab basketball on the baseline. 13 seconds on the shot clock. They lead Beaver by 3 with 3:53 to go in the game in this 2A state title. And
this possession is huge for both teams. You know, a conversion for the Cowboys gives space, and a stop for the Beavers gives life.
Cutler dribbles into the free throw line, left open, 14-footer, round off the glass, round the rim, and drops it in. She has 6.
There's the space, 19-2 run.
34-29. Up top is Bradshaw. Left wing to Brown. Picked up by Cutler. Now to Air. Left wing Bradshaw. Working on Bateman. Spins down the lane. Lost her footing and a foul call.
Yeah, and for Savannah Bateman, that's foul number 3. Just a little bit into the player, Bradshaw. Really, the Beavers not moving much. Bradshaw trying to make something happen. The Beaver offense a little stagnant.
Each team with just 3 fouls here in the second half. Bradshaw comes into the corner. Brown goes out to Air, back to Bradshaw. She'll take the deep 3. Off the rim, missed it short. Bateman the rebound.
Now the shooting woes continue. 5-point lead, 3:17 left. Beavers in dangerous territory. Kanab feeling the victory.
5-point lead, right side Houston. Off the screen by Little, left side high to Bateman, guarded by Bradshaw. Picks up her dribble, bounces into Cutler on the curl. Cutler works her way left to right to Houston. Houston dribbles into the lane, lobs underneath to Little, who got position. Off the glass, no good. Got her own rebound, goes back up, fell off again. Rebound knocked it around by Janes. Beaver ball.
Yeah, Little with the offensive board. Janes almost with an offensive board. And Riley Little misses that one. Oh, so close.
Yeah, both of them just fell off.
Yeah.
Gilborg into the game for Kanab. Bateman comes out. 2:51 to go. Still a 5-point Kanab lead. Bradshaw up top. Gonna drive right side. Gets in the lane, puts it up. No good, but free throws coming for Danzy Bradshaw.
Yeah, Bradshaw has made it happen all game long. She's going to have to do it again, shooting 2 from the line. She's 2 out of 3.
Foul on Emily Gilborg is her second, 4th team foul. Bradshaw trying to create for Beaver. Steps up to the free throw line. First one, no good.
Yeah, I was going to say freshman. These free throws are huge. Trying to get back in the game.
Bradshaw's been 90% of the offense today for Beaver.
Beaver scored 22 in the first half, only 7 in the second.
Second one off the back of the rim, no good. High rebound. Elisa has it. Nearly got tied up, but she ripped it away from Houston. Right to left goes Bradshaw. Dump pass underneath to Carter. Reverse layup blocked by Little. Ball tipped up. Cutler has it for Kanab. Cutler able to avoid the backside pressure. Skips it over to Bateman. Thought about the 3. Now dribbles in. Got cut off. Hands off to Houston. Out to Cutler as they set up the offense. Coach Glover telling his team, slow it down. Cutler hands to Houston. Kanab wanted a foul there. You hear both crowds every time they feel like they've got some injustice. Houston for 3 from the wing. Off the glass, no good. Bradshaw the rebound, and she'll be fouled.
Yeah, I think Houston will pick up that foul. No foul trouble for Houston, only her first if that's who the call is on.
It will go on Houston. 5th team foul on Kanab. 2:05 to go in the game. 34-29 to fit a scoring drought again for both teams.
Yeah, the Beavers have to score on this one to keep this one close. Only 2 minutes left.
Bradshaw across the timeline. Right wing to Air. Up top Bradshaw. She'll step up. Now goes right wing back to Air. She'll rise for 3. Tawny Air. Nothing but net. Her first points of the game makes it a 2-point game.
My goodness. Tawny Air, the senior, first points of the game. And how big is that 3-point shot for Tawny Air?
Huge for Air. Timeout called. We'll take the 30-second break. 1:49 to go in the 2A state title game. Number 3 Kanab 34. Number 1 Beaver 32. On the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network. TeamHive.live and KSL Sports.
The Kane County School District is proud to serve students and parents in Kane County while making it a priority to focus on every student every day. Kane County School District makes it easy and convenient to find information about local schools, the district calendar, announcements, Board of Education minutes, as well as your students' grades and attendance, all at kanek12.org. That's kanek12.org. You can also follow the Kane County School District on Facebook. Rigor, Relationships, Relevance. The Kane County School District.
Live high school sports action on Centracom Channel 10 and the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network.
Welcome back here to Salt Lake Community College as Tawny Air hits the big shot for the Beaver Lady Beavers. A huge 3-pointer to pull them to within 2 points. Air, the senior for this Beaver team, and that they lean on.
Yeah, no, and it was a big bucket. You know, a lot of confidence. I thought some of her other 3-point attempts, she was floating or not quite set. That one was a solid setup shot. Here's the press.
34-32. Yep, Beaver comes out in the full court press. Janes to inbound, looks for Cutler, can't get it to her. And now baseball pass down the floor to Little. Nice catch by Little.
Boy, what a nice target to have to throw to.
Now Cutler across the timeline, hands off on the wing to Houston. She'll dribble right to left in the lane, lobs left side, in between Bateman and Janes, out of bounds it goes, a Kanab turnover. Beaver can tie or take the lead with 1:40 to go.
My goodness, I'm worn out. We still got another game.
That's right. Bradshaw across the timeline. Coach Marshall calls out the offense. Bradshaw dribbles in, puts in the shot against Janes. Got it to go. We're tied at 34.
Oh, my gosh. Dancy Bradshaw has been huge.
22 for Bradshaw. Cutler in the backcourt. Working against the trap goes to Janes. Janes gets it back to Cutler. Up ahead to Houston. Tie game, 1:15 to go in the 2A Girls State Championship. Beaver crowd on their feet.
Yeah.
Cutler off the screen by Little. For three from the right wing. Nails it! Anna Cutler with 9. Kanab by 3 as the Cowboy fans rise to their feet.
Holy cow. What a shot.
Bradshaw with the answer on the other end. In and out. Rebound knocked out of bounds by Carter. Kanab basketball.
What a shot by Anna Cutler as Kanab will take a timeout now. What an amazing shot. Anna Cutler just ice one her veins, drains it.
Full timeout. We'll take the 30-second break with 53 seconds to go in the game. Number 3 Kanab 37, number 1 Beaver 34 in the 2A Girls State Championship on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network. TeamHive.live, powered by Centricom and KSL Sports.
Hi, I'm Dustin Shakespeare, the Central Region Pathways Coordinator. Do you know what pathways are offered at your high school that connect with Snow College? Students enrolled in career technical education courses can develop valuable real-world technical skills and a strong academic foundation. Over 630 students completed CTE pathways last year in the Central Utah region. Our 35 pathways empower students to explore career options, pursue what they are passionate about, and earn valuable industry certifications. To learn more about these career pathways, talk to your CTE teachers and school counselors today.
Live high school sports action on Centricom Channel 10 and the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network.
Give you a quick update on the 3A Girls State Championship game. They're in a battle, too, with 1:20 to go in the game. Morgan leads Grantsville 64-60.
Wow.
So number 1 trailing there, too.
That scores double this one.
Janes inbound, gets it into Houston, nearly tied up by Brown, goes back to Janes, looking for Cutler. Now she splits through, does Janes, and she'll be fouled. That's just the 4th team foul on Beaver.
So I wonder if Coach John Marshall wants to get those fouls quick in case he needs to use them for a one-on-one.
Second foul on Tanier. Cutler to inbound. They run everybody off the screens, into the backcourt. Little has it. Air comes into her, able to get it over to Cutler. Cutler down the floor. Goes left side to Bateman in the corner. She'll come back out, and she's fouled by Bradshaw. That'll be her second, team's 5th. Yeah, so clearly he's trying to get some fouls.
Yeah.
I think Tanier was trying to foul Little.
She was.
After she caught the pass, too.
Yeah, and then it also gives the team a chance for a steal. So,
yes.
I mean, there's 2 parts to this. 1, get a steal on the inbounds. 2, get a foul in case you need the one-on-one.
Yeah, because if they don't call it and you come with the bottom, you take the ball.
Yeah.
Cutler inbound, comes into Janes. Hands off to Cutler. Bradshaw guarding her tight. Pokes the ball away. Out of bounds it goes. Remains Kanab basketball on the near sideline. 34.9 left.
And Coach John Marshall signals pressure all over the place.
Cutler to inbound again. Throws it far side for Little. Little being guard double teamed. And a timeout called by Coach Glover.
That was, I think that's a smart timeout by Coach Glover as he didn't like where the ball was at. Smart timeout. 30-second timeout. We'll keep it right here. Appreciate Zion's Way Home Health and Hospice in Kanab. They offer both home health care and hospice care to those in need. Their home health team is dedicated to providing the best possible recovery, while their hospice care team provides compassionate professionals who will coordinate care with the physicians of the patient's choice in order to address all of their emotional, physical, and spiritual needs. With Zion's Way Home Health, individuals can rest assured they'll be receiving the highest quality of care. Call 435-644-3322 for more information. 31 seconds left. Still 1 foul to give for Beaver. Yeah, still 1 foul to give, and the shot clock is off. So now all that matters is that you have an well, the shot clock's not off; it's 27. But essentially, it is the Beavers have to keep this clock in mind as they continue forward.
Inbounding on the far side will be Ashlyn Houston for Kanab. They bring it out to Janes. She hands back to Houston. Here comes the trap. Gets it over to Cutler. Cutler dribbles around the trap, underneath on the baseline, and foul will be called. 22.7 seconds left. That's going to go against Kenzie Carter, her fourth, and still one more before shooting.
Yeah, the Beavers, next one they'll shoot. And they let 9 seconds run off the clock, do the Beavers, before they get that foul.
They lobbed a little, hand off to Cutler. Now the shot clock is turned off, and there's the foul on Tanier. So Anna Cutler will go to the line, a chance to make it a two-possession game. The Kanab crowd on their feet.
Well, and if I'm a Kanab Cowboy, that's who I want at the line, is your junior leader, Anna Cutler.
She'll shoot 1-1. She's 2 for 2 from the line in the game, has 9 points, hit a big three just a few minutes ago.
Yes, she did.
A few seconds ago, game time.
Yes, she did. It could be the game winner. Here's
High
the free
arch,
throw.
off the front of the rim, got the bounce. 10 points for Cutler. 4-point Kanab lead.
Yeah, 6 in this fourth quarter. And she's led the Cowboys all season long.
Second one for Cutler. Gets the bounce again. The shooter's touch for Anna Cutler. It's a 5-point lead. Bradshaw picks it up as it crosses the timeline. Steps into a deep three from the volleyball line. Off the rim, missed it short. Jane's the rebound. Brown tries to tie her up and does, but it stays with Kanab.
Yeah. The refrigerator door might be cracked, but only slightly.
Inbounding will be Janes for Kanab. Nope. We're going to change it up. Coach Glover trying to direct traffic. It's going to be Bateman for Kanab. And now Coach Glover going to go ahead and call timeout. That is his final timeout. 13 seconds to go in the 2A state championship game. It's number 3 Kanab 39, number 1 Beaver 34, locked in a battle. And it's just a 30-second timeout. Again, we're going to keep it right here at Salt Lake Community College as Kanab looking to go back-to-back, trying to get their third ever state championship in girls basketball.
Well, and they have a solid chance at it. And I think in the second half, I want to look at rebounds. If I get Pepper to give me a rebound total, I honestly think that rebounds have been big for the Kanab Cowboys.
And you heard Coach Marshall on the pregame show talk about that very fact as being a key in this game.
13-8 in favor of Kanab. So that means they're up 5 for the game as well. But in the middle, no second chance opportunities, and we've seen the 1 second chance opportunity for Kanab that was huge.
Houston to inbound. Throws it down the floor for Little. Little dribbles in, gets cut off. Now she gets it over to Houston. Haven't fouled her yet. Down to 8 seconds left. Still not fouling her. Down to 6, and there's a foul on Brown.
Yeah,
a lot of time came off.
7 seconds off, and when you have to score 2 buckets, in Ashland, Houston, even though it might be iced already, but she can ice it for sure with a couple free throws.
Foul on Gentry Brown is her first. Savannah Bateman and Anna Cutler exchanged a hug at the top of the key. The front of the 1-on-1, no good. Elisa the rebound. No urgency, gets it to Bradshaw now. She'll step for 3 from the volleyball line again. Air ball, that'll do it. The Kanab Lady Cowboys go back-to-back 2A state champions.
The students disregard the stay off the floor. They said, we're going. 1 down, 1 to go for Kanab High School.
Good luck stopping them, right?
Yeah.
(39-34) final. Kanab, their third ever girls state championship in basketball. And they go back-to-back with no seniors on this team.
Yeah, that's the frightening part, isn't it?
The 2 freshmen, stars for each team, Riley Little and Danzy Bradshaw, exchanged a big hug to begin the handshake line.
What a great game between these two. We're going to see a lot more as the Beavers fairly young in their core as well.
Yeah.
They do lose a couple of really great players, but they're young as well. This is going to be a battle that's going to be ongoing for the next 3 years.
Talking to Coach Marshall before the game, he referenced South Severe's young. They've got a lot of youth. North Severe's young. They've got a lot of youth. North Summit's young. Draper APA. I mean, it's an interesting piece of 2A girls basketball. A lot of youth in 2A girls basketball right now, and a team with no seniors comes out the victor here this year.
Well, and you look, you've got Ashland Houston, Anna Cutler, and Bateman also underclassmen. Little, obviously, you got Bradshaw, you've got Lala Baldwin, there is some amazing talent.
Taylor James.
There is some amazing talent coming back, and 2A is loaded for fun next year.
Yeah, that's for sure. And again, congratulations now to Beaver as they will be awarded the runner-up trophy here by their principal. He goes ahead and brings it in with those girls, those seniors. You can see Tawny Air, who was a part of some great teams the last couple of years.
Yeah.
They finally break through her senior year to get to the state championship. She had a big shot in this game.
She did. Yeah, she can hold her head high. And here's the Kanab Cowboys, your 2A state champs.
Trophy handed to the Lady Cowboys. Back-to-back state titles for Kanab. Riley Little rises above everybody to display the trophy.
Never seen the trophy that high at a girls basketball game.
39-34 is your final as We Are the Champions begins to play here at Lifetime Activity Center at Salt Lake Community College. We'll take a break and come back with your Sunrise Engineering postgame show next on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network. TeamHive.live, powered by Centricom and KSL Sports. That game's still going.
Honey's Marketplace invites you to experience their refreshing variety and signature items. Honey's Marketplace features a wide selection of camping supplies, a garden nursery, and fresh floral department. Experience fresh-baked artisan breads and pastries in their bakery. Check out their great cut fruit program with wonderful fresh-cut fruit daily. And everyone loves Honey's famous talking truck, Rusty. Get all this with the hometown service you deserve. Fresh, friendly, and close to home. Honey's Marketplace, 260 East, 300 South in Kanab.
You've known for years that you can trust Lumber Plus True Value to have the best prices on all of your home project needs, big and small, from hardware to lawn and garden. But did you know you could also rely on True Value to carry your favorite brands for your household's basic needs as well? Lumber Plus carries thick, absorbent paper towels, cleaning supplies, batteries, seasonal items, and don't forget to check out their outstanding bargain of the month. Visit Lumber Plus True Value, 227 East, 300 South in Kanab.
The only time we want to hear the sound of crashing metal is at the Demolition Derby. When it happens to you, don't despair. Trust two guys who care. Tony and Dave's Auto in Beaver. They had the experience to restore your ride, from new cars or trucks to classic muscle cars. Tony and Dave have years of experience in collision and automotive repair. When you bring your car or truck to Tony and Dave's Auto, you can trust two guys who care. Located at 115 North Main in Beaver, 435-438-5400. They're as American as red, white, and Beaver High School blue.
Live high school sports action on Centricom Channel 10 and the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network.
Welcome back here to Salt Lake Community College. Robert Lovell with you alongside Scott Langford on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network and TeamHive.live, powered by Centricom along with KSL Sports. And Scott, again, just a great game today between two Region 19 powers, and number 3 Kanab prevails over number 1 Beaver. Your final in this one, 39-34. Let's take a look at our final stats. What do we have scoring-wise?
Well, only 4 players for each team actually scored. And what's really interesting is that the players from Kanab scored just a little bit more. The contributions were more meaningful as far as numbers go, and that's the result of the win. As we look at the final stats, the Kanab Cowboys out-rebounded the Beavers. The Beavers had 20 rebounds total, while the Kanab Cowboys had 24. And in that second half, the Kanab Cowboys, I'm going to cover the second half. Kanab Cowboys shoot 44%, including 3 for 7 from downtown, while the Beavers shoot 25% and were 1 for 10 from downtown in that second half. It was just basically field goal percentage, what it all came down to in the end.
Yeah, and you mentioned the 4 players. For Kanab, it was a balanced scoring attack, where on the Beaver side, 22 of the 34 come from the freshman Danzy Bradshaw, and then 7 more from Gentry Brown.
And then, then after that, it was only 3 from Tanier and 2 for Talia Lisa. Just not enough scoring for the Lady Beavers. On the Kanab side, Ashlyn Houston led the Cowboys with 13, 11 for Anna Cutler, 9 for Savannah Bateman, and 6 for Riley Little. So just, the contributions great from the Kanab Cowboys, and there were some big buckets. In that third quarter was Ashlyn Houston. In the fourth quarter was Anna Cutler.
Yeah, it was a heck of a game for these two teams, and it's Kanab that comes out on top as they work on cutting down the nets. We got Savannah Bateman down there cutting down the net right now for Kanab, and they're going to start working on both nets so they can get ready for the boys state championship game, which is scheduled to start in just 22 minutes from now. As now you see Sage Staten work her way up the ladder to get her piece of the net here. Just again a great thing. Rural high school basketball, Utah high school basketball, so fun to watch and to be a part of here at these state championships.
It is, and it doesn't get any more rural and competitive than Beaver and Kanab, and it's just a great thing, and it sets up so many future battles that I am so excited to see. As these rivalries are from small children up; they don't change.
Right.
I mean, they're basically 5 years old. The people in this crowd will be the next generation of players. There's no recruiting. There's nothing. It's basically homegrown kids fighting against people they have fought against their entire lives.
That's for sure. Quick update on the 3A game. You've got number 3 Morgan upsets number 1 Grantsville.
Wow.
Same 3-1 matchup. Morgan beats Grantsville 70-66 in that 3A game. And so, again, there's a look at your final stats as Kanab gets the win 39-34 over the Beavers to be crowned the 2A state champions. We'll take another short break here from Lifetime Activity Center at Salt Lake Community College and come back with more of the Sunrise Engineering postgame show next on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network, TeamHive.live, powered by Centricom and KSL Sports.
Beaver County has been blessed with a snowy winter, but with spring around the corner, the word tax season can strike fear in the heart of the hardiest of us. Put the fears away and trust Gary Brown at Majestic Financial Services in Beaver with 25 years of experience in all aspects of tax preparation and professional bookkeeping. Gary will represent your interests with integrity, years of experience, and professionalism. Located at 330 South Main in Beaver, Gary Brown at Majestic Financial Services is a proud sponsor of our student athletes at Beaver High School. Give Gary a call at 435-438-3205.
Beaver Valley Hospital is excited to announce their new maternity wing opening this spring. Specially designed for the health, comfort, and safety of mothers and babies, all the latest equipment found in large hospitals with that small-town touch Beaver Valley Hospital is known for. Beaver Valley Hospital, your full-service community hospital, features state-of-the-art health care where you can feel confident with their full array of services such as inpatient care, maternity, home health, surgical, emergency, physical therapy, and hospice. Beaver Valley Hospital, a proud supporter of Beaver High School.
Live high school sports action on Centricom Channel 10 and the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network.
We're back here at the Lifetime Activity Center on the campus of Salt Lake Community College. The Sunrise Engineering postgame show promoting athletic and academic excellence. Visit them at sunrise-eng.com. That's Sunrise Engineering. As they finished cutting down one net, and they've begun to get ready to rethread that one for the boys basketball game, and they're finishing up the net on the other end of the floor here at the Lifetime Activity Center for the Kanab Lady Cowboys. Again, just an incredible experience. You mentioned before the game, Scott, that as far as the colors in the crowd were to go, Kanab came out in force.
No, they did. Kanab actually outnumbered the Beavers by a ways, and you would expect that. 2 championship games, you're getting a double feature for the price of your admission, and so one down for the Kanab Cowboys, and this crowd will stay and see if they can pull down another.
That's right. They're going to give the Lady Cowboys, looks like about 8.5 more minutes to celebrate. Then they'll clear the court, get new nets on, and we'll get ready for the 2A Boys at State Championship game here from the Lifetime Activity Center. As now you've got Anna Cutler up there cutting down her piece of the net for
she deserves
Kanab.
it, that's for sure.
No doubt about that. We talked to both coaches before the game, Coach, about who they're going to rely on for that leadership and experience in this game. And obviously on the Kanab side, Coach Glover talked about Anna Cutler and what she needed to bring to the table, and she brought it tonight.
Yeah, and I think one of the things I liked about Anna Cutler is, not a lot of points in the first 2 quarters. She only had 4 through 3, basically 3.5 quarters. Didn't try to force. I didn't think she forced the game. She let it come to her. The Beavers were denying. She didn't push it too hard. She hit over to Houston when she needed to, passed into Little when she needed to. She stayed within the game, and the poise at the end. Then when she was needed to, she had some space. She knocks down the 2 free throws, but then 2 big jumpers from the outside.
Yeah, the one from just inside the free throw line, and then the huge 3 off the screen on the right wing was a big play for Kanab to propel them to this victory here today. And again, it was a 27-17 score, 10-point lead for Beaver at one point. And Kanab came roaring back, goes on a 22-7 run to end the game and get the 5-point victory.
Yeah, no, it was an amazing thing. You look at what happened is the Beavers score 17 in the first quarter and 17 through the next 3 quarters.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's a scoring drought where Kanab goes 15 and 14 just for that more balanced, 15 and 24 for more balanced offensive showing. And that's about what you would expect. I think the first half was a little bit low for Kanab. Second half, they scored about what you're used to.
Yeah. Heck of a game here for these two teams, and Kanab comes out the victor 39-34 as, again, they go back-to-back and win their 3rd ever girls basketball state championship, 2nd in a row. And, 2 years ago when they played in the state championship against North Summit, when North Summit won it with Hadley Richens, that great point guard for North Summit. When they beat Kanab in that game, Coach Glover told me before the game, he said, we weren't expecting to be here. We're glad to be in this championship, but we thought we were a year away. They still played a great game in that one. You come off of last year's state championship win. You've got Gracie Glover, the unquestioned MVP of 2A last year, and now playing for Snow College, and so many more seniors on that team. I mean, that was a team that had obviously a really special player in Glover, and I think there were 5 more seniors that were big contributors for that team last year for Kanab. So I would imagine Coach Glover wasn't necessarily expecting this year to be the year. They were back here cutting down the nets, but this team put together a great run with a lot of underclassmen, and then great leadership from girls like Anna Cutler that has been a 3-year starter for him. Taylor Janes has played a lot of minutes last year as a freshman. Ashlyn Houston did as well. Savannah Bateman had a lot of time too. So they had some experience, but maybe not necessarily expected, but they come here and get it done.
But Nick, make no mistake, this was a rebuilding year. I mean, it really was. Actually, here's the funny part. Beaver graduates 6 seniors that almost exclusively play 90% of the minutes. They also are in a rebuilding year. These two teams, this is a rebuilding year. Both should be very proud. Beaver in 2nd place should be proud of getting there. No one really came back with experience either. So these two teams really were rebuilding.
Yeah, but rebuilding into a state championship.
Rebuilding a dynasty, perhaps, but they were rebuilding.
Kanab Lady Cowboys, the 2023 2A girls basketball state champions with a 39-34 win over rival Beaver here at Salt Lake Community College. We'll take one more quick break, then we'll come back and start to get things ready for the 2A boys basketball state championship game. As we've got Kanab back on the floor again, they'll be going up against the Parowan Rams. That's coming up next here from the Lifetime Activity Center on the campus of Salt Lake Community College. This has been the Sunrise Engineering Postgame Show, creating solutions that work and relationships that last. Learn more at sunrise-eng.com.
You've been listening to exciting high school basketball action on South Central Utah sports leaders, Mid-Utah Radio and Centricom Channel 10. This sports broadcast has been brought to you by sports-minded sponsors throughout South Central Utah. Join us next time for more exciting high school basketball action on Centricom Channel 10 and Mid-Utah Radio.
Edge Tire Pros in Nephi is the smart choice for a new set of tires for your pickup, work vehicle, or passenger car. The technicians at Edge Tire Pros provide trustworthy service on oil changes, brake work, and suspension accessories like lift kits, bed liners, and custom rims. Choose from a wide variety of tires including Cooper, BF Goodrich, and Michelin with a nationwide warranty on free flat tire repair, free rotation, and free road hazard. For a limited time, get the Edge Bronze oil change for just $19.99. Edge Tire Pros across the street from Parks Home Furnishings on Main Street in Nephi.
Since 1947, Barney Trucking has built a reputation of unparalleled customer service and satisfaction in the trucking industry. Barney Trucking is now hiring drivers statewide, including Beaver, Millard, Sevier, San Pete, Juab, Carbon, Emery, Utah, and Salt Lake counties, as well as many other locations. The job includes a home daily schedule, excellent pay, benefits, training, retirement, a positive work environment, and requires a Class A CDL license with doubles endorsement. To apply, go to barneyjobs.com. That's barneyjobs.com.
Hi, I'm Barrett Hilton with TeamHive.live, where we've created a locally run video streaming platform for Utah schools. On our website, you're not going to wade through a bunch of unrelated content. You bring up TeamHive.live and you're just going to find a lot of high school sports and events. We've created tools that make it super easy for you to create events and stream to our site. And if you ever need help with anything, you can give me a call. So I want to invite your school to join the team. If you're a Utah high school, you can stream live on TeamHive. That's TeamHive.live, powered by Centricom.
Discover squeaky cheese, hand-dipped ice cream, and family-friendly bathrooms all at the Creamery, Beavers Cheese Store. With an expanded storefront, you can explore our farm-to-table story, sample our signature cheeses, enjoy breakfast or lunch at the Creamery kitchen, or shop some of Utah's favorite products from specialty cheeses to local honey and jam. Stop on in and discover what the excitement is all about. Visit the Creamery in Beaver at 165 South, 500 West, now open Sundays noon to 6 and extended hours Thursdays and Fridays until 8 p.m.
Having a strong support team that you can trust can make or break an individual outcome. Just like on a sports team, our healthcare team at the Delta and Fillmore Community Hospitals are dedicated to provide quality care close to home on an individual basis. From our physicians to our nursing staff, along with our technicians and many other healthcare professionals, our team is ready to provide the best quality care for our friends, neighbors, and local athletes in Millard County. Intermountain Delta Community and Fillmore Community Hospitals, providing a strong, dedicated team for you.
You know what's better than a hardware store? A hardware store with a lumber mill. And even better, a hardware store lumber mill that carries top-rated Benjamin Moore and Clark Kensington paint. Plus, their color matching technology allows them to match any color. And you know what's better than an Ace hardware store? A locally owned Ace hardware store. Fish Lake Lumber in Beaver.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
The Intermountain Power Service Corporation is committed to supporting our local schools, communities, and the economies of central and south central Utah. Each year, IPSC's two 950-megawatt generating units provide 3 million megawatt hours of energy for communities in Utah and Southern California. The Intermountain Power Project ranks among the best of coal-based power plants in reliability, cost-effectiveness, and environmental responsibility. IPSC, honored to sponsor this sports broadcast.
Zions Bank proudly supports our local communities and schools. We've been providing families and businesses with banking tools and stellar service for nearly 150 years. For helping you achieve your financial goals, Zions Bank is for you.
The living room. It's a great place to watch TV. Just like your backyard, break time at the office, or while on the go. Now you can watch TV everywhere. Call or visit Centricom.com to learn more.
Live high school sports action on Centricom Channel 10 and the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network.
Centricom Channel 10 Sports and Mid-Utah Radio, the sports leaders in South Central Utah, now present another exciting high school basketball game broadcast. This sports broadcast is brought to you by sports-minded sponsors throughout South Central Utah. And now, let's go live to the basketball court for simulcast coverage of high school basketball on Mid-Utah Radio and Centricom Channel 10.
And welcome back to Salt Lake Community College at the Lifetime Activities Center. Robert Lovell with you alongside Scott Langford of the 2A Boys and Girls State Championship games. The final night of high school basketball in the 2A and 3A classifications coming at you now here in Salt Lake City for 2A. 3A's playing down at Southern Utah University in Cedar City. Got a great crew down there bringing you coverage of that state championship game as well. And it's all Region 19 here in the state title game for the boys, just like it was for the girls in 2A, as we have number 8 seeded Parowan and number 3 seeded Kanab squaring off here in this state championship game. But Scott, we say those numbers, and as we look at these, at the season as a whole, I think everybody, I know for me, I had 5 teams that I felt like were legit contenders to win it all. Both of these teams were in there, even though Parowan was down around that 8 seed. They went 10-10 in the regular season. I mean, they were very inconsistent during the year. You knew that if this was a team that put it together at the right time, it could make this run at the state title.
Yeah, well, I called their first game of this tournament, and I said, this is no 8 seed. You know, I mean, this is basically tied for first. I think any of the teams really, but Parowan in particular in Region 19, you know, that it really harmed their record, but at the same time, it kind of battle tested them as well. But this is definitely probably the best 8 seed team I've ever seen.
This is interesting. Parowan's able to come shoot, but Kanab can't yet because the other net's not on the rim yet. As we get ready here inside the Snow College pregame show. Did you know the Snow College was ranked the safest campus in Utah? That means you can live on campus in a location mom and dad can feel good about. That's what we call a win-win. Visit snow.edu today for Snow College. We just had a great 2A girls final with Kanab winning that one, and now the boys hoping to go back-to-back. Obviously, this boys team is another team we looked at and said they absolutely, this Kanab team could make a run at the state championship. So it's no surprise to anybody that it's these 2 teams here tonight. It could have been a couple others that you changed them in and out for, but no surprise that it's Parowan and Kanab here tonight in this state title game.
No, this is not a David and Goliath story. This is basically Goliath's story. These are 2 of the heavyweights all season long, and they've got talent, they've got shooting, they've got